Bulletcast for life.
Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise! Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes. We are the elite, and you are the weak. No matter how hard I fall, I'll get back up on my feet. Red alert, this is gonna hurt. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the elite, and you are the weak. And I will always get back up on my feet. Why are they alive? When you are the weak. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is one.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the Microphone Messiah. We're joined by the Canadian Destroyer, BT Brandon Tanguma. We're here to discuss another week in the world of professional wrestling. A lot of tough love has been given out, and we're going to talk about it. I'm here with my guy. What's up, man?
Hello, sir, guys, everyone, ladies, everyone, wrestling people. We're back.
We're back again. Yes, we are. A bit of sad news to start it off. Tempo, he was an independent wrestling luchador in Mexico. He was on his way to a show when he was hit by an ongoing car. He was killed in a hit and run, unfortunately. So thoughts and prayers going out to his family. Yeah, very, very sad, man.
Yeah, T's and P's. Sad situation over there in Mexico, and I mean, you just never know what might happen. I mean, we take some of these things for granted, just like driving to work and anything. It just takes one idiot can change everyone's life.
Yeah, that's true. But again, thoughts and prayers to his friends, family, and fans. Butcher and Blade are free agents.
Yep, one of the earliest, if not one of the first AEW tag teams to sign with the company. The contracts were not renewed, so Allie the Bunny was gone a little earlier in the year, and now the Butcher and Blade are joining. So now everyone, so people are speculating, what can they do? Do they stick together? Do they go their separate ways? Because they were kind of one of those, they were singles guys that kind of came together. Do they go to WWE, TNA, Indies? So just kind of one of those acts that, they had their run. They had like some specific points, but they were never kind of like, the top tag team in AEW, but they were always just kind of like serviceable, especially during that COVID era. They had, they had their moments.
They did, man. Yeah, I really enjoyed the work. Braxton Sutter, I believe was his name. The Blade, back then. Good stuff, man. Hopefully like that. I think MLW would be a place for them to go and really amp up what they got going on over there. Or they could obviously go do stuff in like GCW is a spot that they can go and flourish. There are options, man. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that was it. That was my whole take.
And that's all we got to say about that. Apparently, TNA, Mike Santana's champion, WWE's interested. So we're seeing once again WWE looking to maybe poach this top act in TNA, even though it's not a ownership, it's a partnership.
Yeah. I did see that. I saw somebody post, "Please don't go there." I'm like, all right, guys, you calm down. You never know. You never know. He could have that next big thing, or he could be the next big thing. You don't know, man. So
I could see him going to WWE. I don't see him being much of a difference maker. I can kind of see him like slotted into that upper mid card spot. I mean, maybe he goes to NXT, but it's like one of those things of like he was in AEW, then he made a name for himself in TNA, and then is he really going to kind of take a step backwards and then go to NXT? Now, do you want big fish, small pond, or big fish in a bigger pond in WWE? So it's always one of those questions that a lot of these wrestlers have to determine, because sometimes they don't have the power to say like, yeah, no, I don't want to go to NXT. But if you sign a WWE contract, they kind of put you where they want you.
He could go to AAA. AAA is thriving, man. AAA is speaking of AAA, let's just talk about it. Hey man, that mask versus mask match, god damn. I feel like I was watching a novella. All the interference from all the other side Americano people, homies, uh his significant other walking down, and then she had a ticket to the show, and JBL saying the last time I heard about her, there was a battery charge or something like that. Just brilliant stuff, man. Or make
Yeah,
no, or make something about it. Yeah, but yeah, just good stuff.
the mask versus mask match. I mean, there's so many reasons and so many parts of this that shouldn't work, but it did. Just everyone was played their part perfectly. I mean, you have two WWE guys. The gimmick of it, Americano itself, started off as a joke and a parody of Lucha Libre, and then it turns into like
One of
a
the
love
best blood
letter.
feuds I've ever seen.
It turns into like a love letter and like what Lucha Libre is about. It's kind of campy, over the top, but the crowds get into it, and the presentation was like probably the best thing about it because like this is still, I mean, Triple H is its own thing, but it is a WWE company. And sometimes when WWE is doing non WWE things, you start to get scared of what they're going to do with it. But they presented it like a lucha libre mask versus mask match. They treated it so seriously. They treated it with care and grace, and I thought they did spectacular.
They did a phenomenal job, man. Chad Gable revealed as the OG Americano. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Um, yeah, man. Hey, I heard somebody say Ludwig Kaiser is the greatest Mexican wrestler in the world right now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they did the damn thing. I mean, just from the Gable and Black, and then Americano and White, and just everything they did there, ripping each other's masks and making each other spill blood. It was fantastic work. Look, Chad Gable's from Indianapolis, bro. I know we're all talking about Brock Lesnar. Pence's first night in WWE was against Chad Gable in San Jose, right? Hey, man, we paid this forward. You take Chad Gable back to Minneapolis. You put him back on Monday Night Raw. He goes up and says, "Hey, we did this once before. I've learned everything I need to know. I want you at SummerSlam for that." And you make Chad Gable the Intercontinental Champion. Bruh, easy, easy. You can't screw it up.
I mean, I think one of the things coming out of this, he lost the match, was Chad Gable was a big winner because I think people are once again realizing or giving credit to how good Chad Gable is. Because if you go through like his entire career,
Bro, he survived Shorty G.
I mean, that is like the one thing on his resume that is bad. It's
But
like
he made it.
he no, not resume, but just like on his thing. It's like he's short. That's the
Even
only thing you can like take away from him, quote unquote, is he's short. Because all the other characteristics of what a wrestler should be.
I mean, how but Kurt Angle wasn't that much taller than him, right?
Um, I mean, I can look up. I feel like Kurt Angle's like
No.
5'10" and like yeah.
No, I mean Angle wasn't that much taller than him. Come on, dude. It's there, bro. Gable, Penta, IC title, Minneapolis. You put them on. Well, I don't know what day you put them on, but you give them boys 15 minutes bell to bell and them cook. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this.
So according to Wikipedia, the build height, which always maybe take an inch or two off, Kurt Angle was 6 foot and Chad Gable is 5'8". So like I said, probably 5'10" and 5'6".
Yeah, yeah. But man, amazing work, man. And then we go to Triple Mania. Night one is in Las Vegas, September 11th, and then night two is in Mexico City, September 13th. Hey, man. Dominic Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Triple A Mega Championship.
I mean, it could happen. I mean,
That's where you should go.
Dominic is still like a very popular face down there. So I don't know if you want to do
But
the
I
face
think
championship match.
I think he's popular. I think El Grande Americano is popular enough that we'll be all right.
And that
But he
probably is like the biggest match they can put on for, you know, a worldwide audience because clearly those are two WWE people that, the non AAA fans are going to go watch. I do wonder what that first night will be because at the Luxor in Vegas. It seats around 800 people. I mean, they know they ran indie shows at WrestleMania weekend, but it's not the most glamorous of venue in the world. And, it's squeezing more money out of the fans when, you know, I think rightfully so, the Mexican fans want Triple Mania in Mexico, which they do get, but you kind of do, squeeze it out a little bit
You
by
give them you give them the big match in Mexico, but put on a big match in the States.
I don't know what the big match would be. There's no way they can do that, the Grande and Mysterio match in Los Angeles or Las Vegas for the 800 people.
No, no, they're not going to do that.
They better not do that. But they
I mean,
might. But they probably won't. But they could.
if that was announced, would you go?
Probably not. I don't have enough Southwest points. I'm still reeling from WrestleMania this year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to save up,
In other news, Tony Atlas at 72 years of age wins the ISPW Tri-State Championship.
Hey, shout out Tony Atlas, still doing it. Uh,
Yeah, still
insert
doing.
foot joke, but I couldn't think of one.
Hey, man, we know how we celebrated.
Yep.
Stilettos and all.
Well,
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE has retired the NXT Heritage Cup. That was a fun bit. A lot of guys got a lot of leverage out of that. Kind of elevated Tony D'Angelo to where he is now, and everything. So T's and P's of the Heritage title or the Heritage Cup.
yeah, I
Monday
mean,
night.
it was something that they touted around, a layover from the NXT UK days, but it's ran its course. Let's be honest, and I think it is kind of time to maybe let's skin back some of these titles and some of these gimmicks. Maybe we'll get rid of the speed stuff eventually.
I think speed is done, bro. Speed doesn't even come on anymore.
I'm talking about the speed championships.
No, no, no. All right, Monday Night Raw. Jacob Fatu acknowledges Roman Reigns.
Yeah, this was interesting because we go to after the match in Italy and they're like playing up Roman or Fatu looking over at Solo and he's like not really he's like the sad little puppy dog on the leash. And then they go to the thing and it was just straightforward. He just acknowledged him, fell in line, and now he's a part of the bloodline, I guess. So we are just completely running it back with a little bit of, different characters involved. Roman is like not changed at all. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? We'll have to see. Because I feel like you want to give some sort of character development to Roman, but it's just the same character he was.
There's character development. He said he was trying to do it the right way, but y'all are tempting me. The old Roman Reigns wouldn't have given a damn. Hell, there has been character development. Roman Reigns didn't used to tell them I'm proud of you when I and and all this other stuff and I you know what I'm saying and I'm sorry and things. Actually, no, Roman still hasn't even said I'm sorry. Like I'm proud of you and all these other things. Like he never would have said any of that stuff before. So they're small details, but they are details into the character development. And then with the whole Jacob thing, like yeah, the guy thought he wasn't going to lose. Like I know in the last promo leading up to it, like it's a win-win whether I win or lose, but I know he thought like I'm not going to lose. Like this, like I got this in the bag. I'm walking out with the title. And then when he lost, he kind of came to the realization like, oh shit, like damn, I don't got no other choice now. And Jake's always been a man of his word. We gave him his word, like, hey, if I lose, I will acknowledge you. So that's just what we got down to. Now the solo of it all is interesting. On SmackDown today, he told Royce Keys like your boy Jacob had to acknowledge Roman. You ain't got nobody else, man. Come join us.
I mean, I haven't seen SmackDown yet, but clearly they did the thing at Clash because they're doing something. Now, how long is that something going to develop and boil into something? I don't know, but looks like they're going to reheat Solo and kind of make him and his little faction a little more a part of SmackDown.
Hey, shout out to the MFTs. Seth Rollins defeats Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker spears Paul Heyman through a barricade. Goes to spear Seth. He did the old like Bret Hart Goldberg gimmick kind of. Holds the championship. Braun spears it, hits it. Curb stomp 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, match was good. Match, crowd was into it. They kind of used the once every few years bump that Paul Heyman can cash in on for this one. So I don't know what they're gonna do in terms of him. Is he gonna be gone for a little bit, and kind of the Vision's gonna be by themselves, possibly because I think that's you don't make Paul Heyman take a bump like that unless he's gonna there's a storyline reason for it. Because as great as Paul was, that's like we said with Chad Gable. That's the one thing he can't do as a manager is he wasn't a great bump taker. But yeah, Seth wins again. You think eventually Braun would kind of win a match or win the feud, but I don't know. Do you guys know? I'm not the biggest fan of Seth Rollins, and I feel like Braun Breaker maybe he's been passed up by Obafemi now. He's like the Obafemi is the Buzz Lightyear to Braun Breaker's Woody with the new Toy Story
Damn,
coming out.
damn, there's a snake in my boot. Scary movie came out, bro. We're gonna go watch it.
Maybe. Probably not though.
Why not?
Not, like I said, we talked about this after the pay-per-view podcast. I'm not the biggest scary movie guy.
Bro, the Wayans are in it. It's gonna be
Okay,
hilarious.
it's gonna be real.
Yeah, they're in it. The OG cast is back. It's gonna be absolutely hilarious.
No, no, I'll see it when it gets to HBO or whatever streaming device it'll be on.
Oh man, just go spend the little $13, bro.
$13. What places you going to?
Oh, I'm sorry. When I saw the Michael movie, it was 15. Excuse me, $2 extra.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Obafemi advances in the King of the Ring tournament, defeating Carmelo Hayes, Penta, and Solo Sikoa. Then he gets on the mic and says, "Brock, remember it's 1-1. I'll see your ass down the line."
Yeah, they just went straight into rebuilding Obafemi. They didn't take a week or two off. And I thought maybe they put him in this match, then he'd lose again, but obviously not take the pin. But no, he just kind of ran through everybody, pinned him, and he's going to move on now. That turns into singles matches, so now it makes it a little harder to hide him if he's not going to win because
Can we pull up the bracket?
whoever wins this tournament is going to end up facing their respective champions, and you would assume that would mean Femi would challenge Roman Reigns. I don't think that's going to happen right now, but I would believe we're going to see CM Punk. We're going to see Brock Lesnar again, and probably interfere in one of these matches to cost Obafemi the championship. So currently, Obafemi would face the winner of is that Mysterio, Breaker, Trick Williams, and I can't see who that bottom person is. Oh, Damon Priest.
Oh man.
So that's kind of a stacked four-way in terms of like the names in that one.
Yeah, they're trying to protect so many people, dude, with these four ways. They're trying to protect so many people with these four ways.
I'm trying to think like it would make sense if Dominic were to win, like he pins like Damian Priest or something, and then Brock comes out and attacks Oba, and then Dom kind of like worms his way and beats Oba, and that could be like a fun little feud, like after the fact, like Oba tries to get his win back, and Dom is one of those heels that can run away from Femi for a long time, but then like once he finally gets him cornered, he can just kill him.
That is true. That is also true. We'll have to wait and see how this King of the Ring stuff plays out, man. I mean, then Adam Pierce got into a verbal scuffle with LA Knight. I'd like to see LA Knight win. I would. I think that would be interesting. And LA Knight versus Roman Reigns, that has some steam to it. And he has to deal with. I mean, he and Jacob already have history. They fought over the U.S. title. And LA Knight was helping the Usos and stuff. But yeah, I like how people haven't forgotten like what it was like when the Bloodline was on top. And yeah, so there's a lot of key elements that we can play with here. Sol Ruka celebrates winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward stuff from Sol Ruka. I thought her character work was fine. I think this is kind of what she needs to be is just, kind of get her character out there and just kind of make her this like, likable wrestler to have people like kind of get behind her because her personality carries, and then obviously if she can hit the moves she hits in the ring are phenomenal and impressive.
Yeah, yeah. Soul Rook is great, bro. She's a soul snatcher, duh.
Shout out Tyler Bate, respectfully.
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in a while. I wonder what he's doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Io Sky advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Yeah, I mean, once you said it's these four ways, so it's kind of hard to kind of gauge of what they're doing. I think they're just kind of getting these people onto the next round, and
It was Io, Julia,
Roxanne was
Lat,
in it.
Bro. Lash Legend was she. I felt like she should have just bulldozed through these people.
Io's like the biggest star out of the
No,
out
no,
of the
I
four of
know
them,
why.
I
I know
guess.
why it
But
happened. But like visually, like while watching the match, I was like, man, Lash should just be dominating these people. Yeah, yeah, that's where I'm at.
I mean, they did the segment backstage with Liv and Dom, which why is one of the champions in the King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring tournament. That doesn't make much sense, anyways.
She wants it all.
But I digress. So they're once again we're back to the weekly Judgment Day dissension segments of them bickering backstage. But
I'm doing that for like 4 years, bro. What
they've
the
been
hell?
doing that basically since they got together.
You know, yeah, yeah, they have.
They were on the verge of breaking up since getting together
Hey,
when
man.
Edge was a part of it. People forget Edge started the Judgment Day.
And now he's one of the AEW Tag Team Champions.
Hmm.
Speaking of AEW, MJF defeated Roosh, huh?
Yep, we had our AEW championship match to kick off the show. MJF taking on Roosh, and it was good time. Even though the finish wasn't really in doubt, MJF made Roosh not pass, not submit, not pin because it's Roosh. You can't take a loss, brother. He passes out to Salt to the Earth, or no, to whatever submission that MJF has, and he wins and retains. A little news coming out of it: he did hyperextend his knee during the match, and so he had to pull out of a indie date this weekend. Hopefully, it's nothing too major. It didn't seem as though it was like it's not like a major debilitating knee injury, but just maybe something that's gonna keep him on the show for a couple weeks, hopefully, or maybe just a weekend. It is crazy that Darby wrestled whatever like 15 matches in like a month doing all these crazy things. Didn't get hurt, but then MJF just wrestles a standard match on Dynamite against Roosh, and he extends his knee and gets hurt. But that's just how wrestling is. It's the little things that can get you hurt sometimes. And Philip, it'd help if you weren't unmuted.
I was never muted. I was just waiting for you to be done.
Exactly.
There are different levels of this game, man. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is on it. Come on now.
Then we get more championship matches. Easy for me to say. As we had Kevin Knight, he joined
Hello.
the Don Callis family, so we got a
Hello.
new family member there.
Go soar with the jet, man.
He took on his former tag team partner, Speedball Mike Bailey, and they had a very good match, as you would expect between these two. And Kevin Knight just, had some help with the Don Callis family, but he beat Speedball to retain. I thought maybe they'd, milk that a little bit as the breakup, but they are heading towards Kevin Knight challenging MJF, or at least there's a lot of people throwing their hats in the ring for that AEW championship, which I think is good, but also you don't really see any of them winning against MJF.
You know what this reminds me of? When Kevin Owens was the NXT champion and he was feuding with John Cena on the main roster, and then down at NXT, he was still feuding with Sami Zayn, and then Samoa Joe was trying to feud with him to get at the title. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with the AEW Championship right now because you got Mark Briscoe challenging MJF, but MJF says he's not a championship level guy, so he doesn't deserve a title.
Do you think there's a world where MJF beats all these other guys and Mark Briscoe's the one left? Is there a world where Mark Briscoe is the AEW world champion? I know he was the Ring of Honor champion, but is there a world?
I mean, if you guys remember, I was such a big fan of Eddie Kingston. I thought Eddie Kingston was like the perfect person to beat MJF.
Is he still hurt?
I don't know at this point. Whatever. I love Eddie Kingston. I don't know what's going on with him, to be honest. But I thought he was just like the perfect, anti-MJF person to go up against him and just take that title. The thing is,
Yeah, bro, that would have been a great story because they're both from New York. These are both two different New York's tales. You know what I'm saying? One, the Upper Long Island, snooty rich kid, and then a guy that was I don't know exactly where from Eddie Kingston's from in New York, but Bronx, whatever, etc. Just was on the streets, rugged. Didn't know where his next meal was gonna come from. Like those are two very interesting tales that when they clash, they could have been big money. Damn.
yeah, and I think there's a good story to tell with Briscoe and MJF, but it's like we have All In coming up in August. That's 2.5 months away. You would assume it's going to be Osprey versus MJF, but also there's been a little bit of a Kenny Omega sprinkling here and there. So there's debate of what's the better match for Wembley. Is it Osprey Omega, Osprey Kenny? And you can't really do like MJF loses to Briscoe and then Kenny beats Briscoe because that's not really a fun matchup, to be honest. So I just don't see Briscoe winning the championship against MJF at this time. But if this was late in the year or early in the year, like I could have seen Briscoe maybe be in that Darby Allin role where he, surprisingly takes the title off of MJF. But I just don't think that's going to happen right now. We did get some more Owen Hart tournament matches. We got the return of the CEO, Mercedes
Hello.
Mone.
Loved it. Loved everything about it. I'm glad she got the victory.
Yeah, she took on and defeated Alex Windsor. Monet was the wild card. She was stepping in for Willow Nightingale, who had to relinquish her title and her spot because of an injury. I assume this was a last minute call because, Nightingale was advertised and was in the tournament to begin with. But it's glad to see Monet back. She's been away for some time, and I think you just kind of put her in there as just a baby face and just not like you ignore what happened with all the titles and that character, but I think you can just make her baby face go up against Tekla if they want to keep Tekla the champion until then. I think that'd be a really good match. And Tekla looks as though she's going to wrestle somebody from Stardom because she completely buried the company on Dynamite with her promo. So that's setting up some Forbidden Door stuff. Once again, we have not seen any Forbidden Door crossovers outside of Ishii returning and being a part of the conglomeration. That's about it. Then main event was Will Ospreay taking on Mark Davis in the Owen Hart tournament. Fantastic match, as you'd expect between these two guys. They got history. Storyline wise, they have stuff with the Don Callis family. And it was just a chaotic, almost Attitude Era type scene at the end where just everybody was running in, attacking the ref, pulling the referee out, hitting Ospreay, countering, standing up for Ospreay with the Death Riders being on his side. And then at the end of the day, everyone kind of cancels each other out, and Ospreay hits Mark Davis, I believe, with a hidden blade. I don't know. He tapped him out. That's what he did. He put him as a little arm breaker, which has been Ospreay's new finisher with the Death Riders now. And Ospreay got the win. So now he is moving on to the finals, presumably going to take on Swerve. I did his Swerve and Brody King, and they will wrestle next week for their spot in the finals. And then that gives you about 2 weeks to build up both of them. And also they announced a TBS championship. The women's title will be up for grabs in a survival of the fittest match first week of July in San Diego. So they're going to start holding not a tournament, but qualifying matches for that. So they're going to have 6 competitors and be in a survival of the fittest match, first ever time that it'll take place in AEW.
I'm excited. I'm going to have to check that out. Do you have anything else you want to get into before we
That is it for AEW. That is it for everything I have to say, Philip. Apparently Oasis has some big shows this weekend, is what I've heard.
Yes. Oasis Pro is putting on 2 shows this weekend. First up, it is this Saturday, Benicia, California, at the Benicia Veterans Hall. And doors are at 6 p.m. Bell is at 7. Damo Onawai versus Sanders. You have JC Westerfield making his Oasis Pro debut against Lida J in a doors match. You have Bone Rules, T-Bone Talent, and Jules Rules going up against the Melanin Mafia. Cash Cartier makes his Oasis Pro debut going up against Jerry Gigolo. There's a Melanin Mafia gauntlet, Sancho Demira versus 4 different people. You don't know who they are. He doesn't even know who they are. Will he win? You have to come find out. Not to mention, Chima defends the Pacific Seas title against Bishop Dorian and then to be crowned the inaugural Oasis Pro 3 Kings Trios champions. Will it be the SPS or will it be the Mob? You have to wait and see. And then Oasis Pro celebrates the party again with everybody, with the people. A continuation. Go Dumb. There will be a Three Kings Trios Championship celebration. Whoever wins those titles. One of the matches announced is T-Bone Talon, Sanders, Dagush, Maverick, and Jerry Gigolo. And then also a tag team match, Psycho Bandit versus Darkseid, and a whole bunch more. Plus all the fallout from Solids and Stripes. You guys don't want to miss it, man. It is going on. It is going down at Oasis Pro. Saturday, Benicia, California, 7 p.m. Sunday, Berkeley, California, at the Oasis Pro Dojo. That's happening at 6. Come on, pull up a show out, man. You don't want to miss it. I hear they're going to do things that are going to change the trajectory of the company. So you might want to pull up. Yeah.
Be there or be square.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week to recap everything in the week that was. Thank you so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.